What is no contact and why is it so important? Okay, you have heard the words no contact a million times if you have done any research whatsoever on narcissistic abuse. And what no contact is, it's essentially a detox from the toxic person in your life. It's very similar to quitting smoking or quitting drinking or quitting any bad habit. And with any of those things, you have to quit 100%. It's not about distancing yourself or taking space. It's a 100% clean break. And the purpose of that is to break the bond. You need to break the trauma bond that has developed by being in an abusive relationship. And what that means is your brain has bonded to your abuser. And it's not dissimilar from Stockholm Syndrome. In fact, it's the same chemical reaction. It's just a different name under different circumstances. What is happening is your brain chemicals are being flooded with positive and negative emotions. And it goes back and forth. So your narcissist, let's use a romantic example, your boyfriend, he does something very sweet for you. He sends you flowers on Valentine's Day to work, and it's a beautiful gesture. It makes you feel really good. It makes you proud. You get to show off your flowers to your coworkers. It shows love. He writes a nice card. That's a very romantic, kind, loving gesture, and that makes you feel good. And so your brain is flooded with dopamine and oxytocin and all of these positive love chemicals. And it's good. That's what you want. Ideally, that's the goal. But then later that night, the narcissist gets mad at you because you didn't make what he wanted for dinner. And so he sits and sulks. And he might not even really pick a fight with you. He might just give you some attitude. Nothing's wrong, and but he makes you feel bad. So now you're stressed out and your cortisol is starting to pump into your brain. And this is the stress hormone. And this is actually a really bad chemical because this is the chemical that leads to heart attacks and a lot of stress-related illness. And so this is what's going to start pumping through your brain and your body when you're getting this attitude and these negative emotions from him. So now your brain subconsciously is on a mission to get the dopamine back. So this is when you'll run into situations where you start begging for him to talk to you again. Maybe he's giving you the silent treatment and you just need that fix and you can't bear the fact that he's not talking to you. So you'll call his phone endlessly and send him text messages and beg him to just please let whatever is bothering him go and let's make up and let's be friends again and lovers and let's put this behind us. It's not that big of a deal, because it really never was a big deal. And he'll probably toy with you a little bit and make you apologize, and he'll point out all your flaws and everything you did wrong and everything you did to bring this on. That's very common. This is where they're going to switch things and twist things to make it your fault. And so you'll accept that blame because it really is the only way to make the negative feelings stop. So you'll apologize to him, tell him you're sorry, tell him you'll change, you'll never do it again, you love him, and he will concede and be loving again. And he'll take you out for dinner, he'll take you to the movies, you'll go out with friends, you'll have a nice night, and now you've got all those positive hormones again flowing through your body. But as you know, that's temporary because the next fight is right around the corner and the cortisol floods in again. And this is an endless cycle. If you have ever been in a narcissistic relationship, you know that this is endless. And you are constantly being pulled from positive to negative, back to positive, back to negative. And there's no balance. There is no calm. It is always up and down, hot and cold. So these chemicals are rushing through your brain and your body every time one of these positive or negative things happen. And your body gets used to it. It's just like nicotine from cigarettes or alcohol. Your body craves it and gets used to it and relies on it. So now this bond has formed to your abuser because your body needs these chemicals. And you need to break that bond. And it's hard. It's not easy. But it's definitely possible and it's definitely necessary. And the only way to do it is to go no contact. So once you have decided that you are done with the relationship and you are either not going to go back to him or you are not going to allow yourself to be hoovered if you were discarded, either way, you are the one making the decision to not go back to him. You need to block. It is and it's hard. And I went through this, so I know, I speak from experience. It doesn't happen overnight, and that's okay. You can do it in dribs and drabs, but the sooner the better. You're going to block his social media. You're going to block his phone number. You're going to stop looking at social media. You're going to stop looking at his friends' social media. You are not going to email him. You're not going to look at old pictures of you two together. You need to cut it all off. You're definitely not going to go physically to his house or his work or his friend's house. You can't do any of that because in order to break that bond, you need to be away from those chemicals surging through your body. And the only way to get away from that is to get away from him. And even just, you're going to think looking at a picture on social media, what harm can that do? You're getting a surge of chemicals, whether it's going to be happiness or stress. You're going to see a picture of him with somebody else, and that's going to cause you stress. Or you're going to see a picture of him maybe looking sad and kind of depressed, and you're going to twist that in your head that, oh, he's miserable without me, and that's going to make you happy. So you're still flooding yourself with these emotions. You're doing it to yourself now, and you're not going to break the bond. You have to nothing them. The ultimate goal, once you leave a narcissist, is indifference and nothing. You want no reaction whatsoever. You want to look at them eventually and be like, okay, that was a part of my life that wasn't so great, but I have healed and recovered, and that's in the past, and I'm here now. That's there, and I'm going to go on and not have any strong feelings towards that person one way or another. And again, you're going to need to do that to give forgiveness, which eventually you're going to want to do, because without forgiveness, you can't truly heal either. You can't be angry at somebody for a long period of time. And by forgiveness, I don't mean you're going to be friends with this person and you're going to talk to this person and you're going to have a relationship. All it means is you're not going to hold anger for that person anymore. So I hope this clarifies why no contact is so important. I went through it myself. When I was the one that made the decision to leave the narcissist, and I probably didn't go true no contact for a good 2 months, maybe 3 months. But I did it slowly. It started with unfollowing him on Instagram. Then the next step was, but I allowed him to still follow me because I did get a surge of emotion knowing that he could see what I was posting. But that's just part of the gameplay, and you're not healing. You're still feeding into them and their game and their bullshit. So eventually I realized that. So then I blocked him so he couldn't see me anymore. I deleted all the pictures of him and I from my Instagram. Then I went one step further and deleted all the pictures that even reminded me of him or were taken when he was there or anything. And slowly I started deleting more and more and more. Facebook, I blocked and deleted a lot of people. I actually eventually ended up getting off Facebook, and I'm still off Facebook. I don't even use Facebook anymore, just because, you know what, we had too many mutual friends, there's too many people on there, and I didn't really get anything out of it. So that might be hard for a lot of people. I thought it would be hard for me. It was surprisingly easy. I still have my personal Instagram. I have my NarcAWAY Instagram. And that's it. That's all I have for social media. And that's more than enough for me, to be honest. I blocked his number. His number is still blocked. We've been no contact for over a year now, 13 months, and I still have his phone number blocked. And it'll always stay blocked because, just under the chance that he might try to still hoover me a year or more later, I don't want to hear from him. He has no right to message me anymore, and his messages will never get through to me. I cut off a lot of friends. I lost a lot of friends, just mutual friends in the breakup. And then there were still some that I decided I was still getting information from that I didn't want, and they couldn't respect that. So I ended up cutting them off too, and I gave those friends up. And I'm true no contact. I have been true no contact, like I said, from probably 2, at the most 3 months out of the breakup. And my healing, I want to say doubled, but it way more than doubled. It quadrupled, whatever, I don't even know. But it sped up, and it really helped me. I was trying to heal in those first few months with having some contact, and not contact with him. I was never speaking to him. We never spoke again after the breakup, but just seeing things on social media, it triggers you. So social media is huge. It is a must get rid of. Not social media, but him on it. Block him. Block his friends. Make sure they can't see you. It needs to be done. And then what will happen is your brain will start to re-regulate itself. And that's the goal. That's what you want. You don't want your brain with these ups and downs and searching and wanting, and that creates these feelings of missing him because you're looking for the excitement, even the excitement of the fight. You're used to that. If you've gone through that for a long time, your body and brain is used to that. So it misses it, even though it's not pleasurable. It's like smoking. Smoking's not really pleasurable. People think they like to smoke. People convince themselves they like being a smoker. I used to smoke. Smoking is a disgusting habit. It tastes bad, it costs money, you smell horrible, you get a throat, chest, mouth, like it's just not good for any of it. So once you quit, you realize and you can admit to yourself finally, like, oh, wow, that was actually a terrible, disgusting habit. I'm so glad I don't do that anymore. I'm so much happier for it. Leaving a narcissist is so similar. I compare it all the time. So, just get rid of it. Cold turkey, cut it off. Yes, it's going to be hard, but it's not as hard as you think. Once you start going through it, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Okay, I hope this helps you guys. I hope I shed some light on what no contact is and why you need to do it and the relation to trauma bonding. I love you all. Stay narc free.